As the sun set in Flagstaff, a long shadow fell across the front porch of Kody Brown's one-time thriving homestead. Quiet crept in, not as peace, but as a reminder of all that was lost. For Kody, quiet no longer was comforting. It only resonated with what had been several houses, several wives, and more children than were easily numbered. Today, fragments were all that were left behind. Bitter memories, lingering guilt, and one very real legal document that was smoldering in his hands. Kody gazed at the court documents Aurora's attorney had forwarded to him. His heart pounded, not out of fear, at least not initially, but out of sheer incredulity. How did it come to this? The document was explicit. It was a lawsuit. Aurora Sullivan, now a legal adult, was suing him over the ownership and handling of a Flagstaff property. Kody Brown was listed as the defendant. The property in question had once been the center of Robyn's emotional plea. Back in 2020, she'd begged Kody to trust her, asking him to sign over the land for Aurora's future. "It's just a formality," she had said. "You're her father now, do it to protect her." Blinded by love and loyalty to Robyn, Kody signed the papers without even reading them. It felt harmless at the time, but now, that signature felt like a trap. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you're following this shocking development. Kody went over the documents again, his jaw set. The family had initially used Coyote Pass fund money, now worth more than $450,000, to buy the property, but the new court document disclosed something Kody was not aware of. Aurora was the exclusive named beneficiary. Kody had not transferred joint ownership. He had transferred legal control. Now, with the assistance of Robyn's lawyers, Aurora was suing Kody for mismanagement of property and damages. To Kody, this wasn't a case of mere misunderstanding. It was betrayal, worse than anything he felt Mary, Janelle, or Christine had done to him. This was calculated. The documents lay on the kitchen counter as Kody took a step back, looked shaken. In the silence, his voice broke. "What did you do to me, Robyn?" Once the lawsuit went viral on the internet, it quickly made the news. Mary and Janelle, two of Kody's former wives, didn't hold back from sharing their opinions. Mary went on Instagram Live with carefully crafted words but couldn't hide her hurt. "Sometimes you sit back and watch somebody construct their whole life around a lie, and all you can do is pray it doesn't destroy them," she said. "But when that lie damages someone else, that's another level of betrayal." Janelle was even more blunt in her TLC executive interview. "Robyn's been playing chess while we thought we were just creating a family," she replied. "And now her daughter is suing Kody, after he sacrificed everything for her. It's almost poetic." Fuming with anger and incredulity, Kody confronted Robyn head-to-head. "You used me," he yelled. "You claimed it was to keep Aurora safe. You never mentioned I'd be accountable or that she'd own the property outright." Robyn, red-eyed from weeping, had her voice rise. "You said you wanted to keep her safe as if she were your own. I acted as any mother would. She is your daughter, too." "Stop making this heroic," Kody snapped back. "You schemed, you manipulated." They blamed one another. Robyn said Kody was control-obsessed. Kody accused her of manipulating him and arranging for her biological children to gain wealth while ignoring the others. The altercation escalated into an explosive, emotional argument. Rolling cameras shut down, but one boom mic still picked up. It recorded the most heartbreaking line of all. "I would have never signed those papers if I knew this was your scheme," Kody was overheard saying. "If I had known you would use Aurora to sue me, I should have known better. You've always only taken care of yourself." Aurora's statement and public reaction. Aurora made her statement at last through a statement issued by her lawyer. Cool and collected, her message was concise. "This isn't about intentions. It's about securing my future and safeguarding the land that had been promised to me. I care about my family, but I must do what is right." However, the public wasn't so kind. On social media, fans went wild. Robyn was accused by many of playing behind her daughter, of using Aurora as a pawn in an orchestrated money move. The outrage was quick and merciless. There followed the now-viral moment that fueled the flames. Isabel, Christine's daughter, shared a TikTok video that went viral. "For years, we all sacrificed in the name of the family dream," she stated. "We sacrificed pieces of our lives, but what turns out is, only one household ever actually had that dream." Kody's final confession and collapse. A former patriarch of a massive family dynasty, Kody now resembled a shadow of the man fans came to know. In a candid, uncut interview, he sat hunched over in his chair, looking rough around the edges and bearded, dark circles drawn under his eyes. His voice was laced with sorrow. "I don't know who I am anymore," he admitted. I thought I was creating something real, something permanent, a legacy. He hesitated, visibly trembling. But it was all constructed on sand. Robyn was my partner, my haven. Now she's the one who is turning me over to the wolves. His voice trembled as he leaned forward. I sacrificed everything, my wives, children, family to her, and now her child is suing me. If there is irony in the universe, this has to be the most heartless. As the legal fight escalated, TLC took a firm action, halting all the current projects featuring the Brown family. The network pointed to the seriousness of the lawsuit and the risk of Kody facing legally and financially getting implicated for mismanagement. Robyn, who had worked silently wielding power in the background, now was totally alone. Her reputation, previously tactfully guarded, was in shambles. At the same time, Christine and Janelle came together to pen a tell-all book, Escape the Brown Illusion, Legal Battles, Lies, and Love. It threatened to spill the beans about the shaky foundation of their plural marriage. In the season finale, Kody was spotted alone at Coyote Pass, sitting on a rock outcropping. The wind raged around him as he gazed over the desert landscape, his vision in shambles. Robyn's fall into isolation. The coolness in the air was nothing in comparison to the chill that now pervaded Robyn's formerly warm home. The mansion she had once referred to as her sanctuary was now silent and still. No more dinner with the family, no more birthday or holiday planning. Just emptiness and Robyn, pacing the halls like a ghost stuck in a fantasy she could no longer manipulate. She hardly left her bedroom. Her phone rang non-stop, lawyers, journalists, distant relatives, and irate fans, all wanting to know about her participation in the lawsuit. She ignored them all. Her eyes, once full of fake tears and that recognizable victim look, now seemed hollow. The mirror no longer provided solace, only emptiness. And then came the question she could not brush aside. Brianna, agitated by the online accusations, finally went up to confront her mother. "Mom, is this true?" she asked. "Did you take Dad's money by abusing Aurora?" Robyn came to a standstill. She was about to reach for Brianna's hand. "I was only trying to protect her, darling. That is all I have ever tried to do." But Brianna stepped away, her face weighed down with suspicion. "You said the same when you married Dad." Christine reaches her boiling point. Meanwhile, across the state, Christine Brown seethed. The instant the leaked lawsuit appeared on her screen, she jumped into an emergency Zoom session with Janelle and Mary. Her hair was tied up in a hard bun, and her eyes burned with anger. "I've had enough," she declared, her tone crisp. "Robyn keeps rewriting history. She shoved me out. She ensured that Kody chose her over the rest of us. And now she's going to take the final piece of what all of us worked on." "No, absolutely not." Janelle nodded gravely. "I knew it," she told him. "I knew when she wept in that driveway and said, 'I didn't want this,' that she wanted every inch of it." Christine was at her breaking point. She reached out to a celebrity civil litigation lawyer and started the process of sending Robyn's legal team a cease and desist letter. Her ultimatums were stern: a complete financial review of any funds drawn from the Coyote Pass escrow account prior to division of the property. Christine accused Robyn of diverting pooled family funds into individual land titles for just her own kids, and misleading everyone during family planning meetings. Then came the most unexpected move. Christine agreed to testify in support of Kody. Speaking publicly, she said, "He may be a narcissist, but I'll be damned if Robyn gets to destroy everything and take the insurance money." TLC couldn't stay on the sidelines anymore. Advertisers were withdrawing, fans were in an uproar, and the network's silence was only fueling the fire. In a very unusual public statement, TLC issued, "We are reassessing our production plan for the remainder of the season and carefully examining recent legal matters against the Brown family. Transparency and respect for the families and the audience are our top priorities." Behind the scenes, though, TLC was planning much more. They referred to it as the ultimate reunion. The last confession would be in 2 parts. Each of the wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and even Aurora, would have a private, unchaperoned interview. Kody and Robyn would be taped individually, too. The producers, for the first time, were forbidden to intervene or feed lines. The new tagline on the show made it easy to see: "What began as a family ends as a reckoning." The kids, pushed into the shadows for so long, finally had their say. Hunter, Madison, and Gwendolyn went to Instagram stories to go public with allegations against Robyn of controlling Kody and using the courts to split up the family. Gabe, who was still grieving over the loss of brother Garrison, posted just a single subdued message: You said you loved us all like we were yours. What did you do? But it was the voice of Aurora that had left the most indelible impression. In a dimly lit TikTok clip, her voice quavered as she addressed, "This isn't what I imagined it to be. I was told that I would gain, this was mine. But now, I don't know anymore. Perhaps there was never anything." She turned off comments. In less than 48 hours, the video had accumulated over 8 million views. Kody went back to the rocky outcropping at Coyote Pass where he had envisioned a family compound. Today, it was dust and shattered promises. He hadn't slept in 2 days. His boots were scuffed, his beard was gray. Talking to the final TLC camera crew, his voice trembled. "I don't even know what love is anymore. I thought it was about sacrifice, then obedience. Maybe it's just about knowing when someone's taken advantage of you and leaving before there's nothing left." He pulled out a folded letter from his coat pocket. It was from Aurora. "I still love you," it said, "but I have to take care of myself now, I'm sorry." At TLC's last studio taping, the atmosphere was somber. The air was chilly with something new finality. The set was bare. The couches were far apart. There were no screaming audiences, no excitement, no shouts for more energy. Just bleak lighting, one camera crew, and quiet security guards stationed at each door. This was not a reunion. It was an autopsy. The show was called Sister Wives, The Last Disclosure. Each of them would talk, one at a time. No interruptions. No editing, just pure, unadulterated truth. Not under oath in court, but under oath of emotion. Mary remained seated on the couch, stiff and silent. The tension that had hung over earlier interviews was absent. Instead, the room was filled with a thick stillness. Mary sat rigidly upright, her voice quiet but in control. Under the surface, her anger seethed. "Do you know what I regret?" she said, her eyes laser-pointed at the camera. "Allowing myself to become invisible. I pleaded for attention, for a purpose to remain." Robyn wailed louder. "So I receded." Then Janelle stepped back. Christine followed. Now Kody's crying because the house he constructed out of Robyn's tears is being torched. She dug into her handbag and produced a letter, something Kody had penned her in 2019. In it, he established healthy emotional boundaries, requesting to maintain their relationship as strictly spiritual. "You ended it long before you had the guts to say it," she said, voice devoid of emotion. TLC didn't go to commercial. The screen just went black, silent. And then there was Christine. She strode onto set with a bulging manila folder, court documents, bank statements, group text screenshots. She wasn't venting, she had come to reveal. "Everything was supposed to be divided," she started. "We all made the same amount from TLC, we all shared the property taxes." And then Robyn began transferring money around, claimed it was for her children's medical expenses, college, mortgage, insurance. We trusted her. Christine slammed the folder onto the coffee table. "She built that mansion on the backs of our children, and now the man she manipulated into giving her everything is being sued by her own daughter. It's disgusting. No matter how much I've hated Kody, this is worse." On the same day, Christine's attorney formally filed a multi-party civil suit, signed by Mary and Janelle, for the recovery of funds they alleged were improperly taken from the family account. And then the interview with Aurora. The room fell silent when she arrived. Gone was the beaming smile onlookers remembered. She appeared drained, swept up in a whirlwind she never intended to find herself in. She sat down and spoke in a broken voice. "I signed something I didn't know," she said. She exhibited a printed version of an email Robyn wrote in 2021. "Mom told me it was just paperwork, that it would shield me. I didn't realize it would ruin the rest." Aurora's voice cracked as she went on. "I don't hate Kody. He did try. He made a lot of errors. But if I had known the truth, I don't think I would have brought the lawsuit. I think my mom used me to guard something she was afraid to lose." She rose and moved offstage crying. The camera held on the empty chair for 5 full seconds. Globally, people saw Robyn Brown's legacy fall apart in real time. Finally, Robyn entered. Her makeup was perfect, her posture stiff. She walked in like someone still trying to turn ashes into gold. But the moment her eyes landed on the stack of documents, Christine's folder, Mary's letter, Aurora's email, her composure cracked. "This isn't fair," she whispered. "I was only trying to hold the family together." The host didn't hold back. "Did you knowingly sign to buy the Flagstaff property in Aurora's name, without fully thinking through the legal ramifications for Kody?" Robyn blinked in shock. "Yes, I made him sign, but he did know. He knew what it was. He wanted to safeguard her." Then the host read a quote from Kody's latest deposition. I didn't realize Aurora would receive full ownership if I signed. I trusted Robyn. I didn't read the fine print. Robyn's face contorted. He's lying, she snapped. They're all lying, they've been lying since the start. They've never liked me, Robyn wept. This isn't about property, this is revenge. There were tears streaming down her face, but no one reacted. No clap, no sympathy. The redemption arc had failed, only silence. She stormed out of the stage, and even the crew was quiet. Then Kody appeared alone, shaking hands, empty eyes. Directly into the camera, he talked with a voice heavy with age and remorse. I made horrible decisions, he said. I trusted the wrong individual. I paid no attention to those who contributed to this life. Christine, Janelle, Mary. I lost our children in pursuit of something that didn't exist. He removed his wedding ring slowly and set it on the table. I used to think that love could make anything okay. Now I realize it can ruin everything. His last few words were only a whisper. I'm sorry. Consequences and closure. Within days of the reunion episode, the lawsuit between Aurora and Kody was resolved in private. While specifics were not disclosed, sources confirmed that Kody relinquished all claims to the Flagstaff property. Robyn, meanwhile, relinquished any future claim to Coyote Pass and revenue from TLC. At the same time, the civil lawsuit Christine, Mary, and Janelle had brought against Kody continued, with support from TLC. Public opinion shifted quickly. Robyn's brand sponsorship opportunities disappeared. Fan sites turned into call-out accounts. Even her kids started distancing themselves. TLC released a brief statement. Sister Wives would not be renewed. The series' final image was not a family reunion or celebration. It was a long shot of a vacant Coyote Pass, wind blowing dust across the barren landscape. A new chapter. Christine and Janelle speak out. Weeks afterward, stores nationwide carried an unexpected release. Unraveled, the internal disintegration of Sister Wives, by Christine and Janelle Brown. Forwards by Madison Brush and Gwendolyn Brown. The cover was plain, one shattered wedding ring on shattered desert ground that fans immediately recognized as Coyote Pass. The tour served simultaneously as a public reckoning. At each stop, Christine and Janelle provided more of the secret truths behind the series. During an emotional interview on Good Morning America, Christine said, Robyn always acted helpless, but in the background, she changed financial rules, influenced property decisions, pulled the strings, and Kody let her. Janelle added, he didn't just let her, he supported her. As long as he felt loved, he didn't care who paid the price, even if it was our children. Mary's turning point. Mary remained quiet until she didn't. She shocked fans by announcing her own book and reopening her bed and breakfast as a healing retreat for women fleeing abusive or high-control situations. But the biggest shocker was when she publicly endorsed the civil lawsuit against Kody and Robyn. I remained quiet for years, Mary revealed in a live stream that had more than 500,000 viewers. I believed silence equaled loyalty, but loyalty without truth, that is not love, that is bondage. Robyn disappears. And Robyn, she disappeared from view. No posts, no interviews, no statements. Then there was this blurry photo. Robyn exiting what looked like a courthouse, alone, with no makeup and no smile. She was no longer the focal point of the story, just a shadow disappearing from sight. Robyn's life privately continued to fall apart. Her social media profiles were shut down. Her right-wing speaking appearances were canceled. There were whispers of money woes and troubled relationships, including with her own children. Stories indicated Brianna had relocated to a cousin's home in Utah, Solomon and Ariella being homeschooled in complete secrecy now. Then suddenly, everything changed. A leaked anonymous post on Reddit surfaced. Allegedly, a disgruntled former legal assistant working for Robyn when she was retained by Aurora during the litigation had dumped a 20-page thread of emails. TLC subsequently verified that the emails were genuine. One of the messages indicated Robyn lecturing Aurora on how to mentally word her grievance throughout legal proceedings. Another indicated Robyn texting Kody several months prior to the land conflict, confessing that she had talked to attorneys behind his back. However, the most incriminating statement was, Kody doesn't need to know everything. He trusts me. When he feels like he's in control, he's more cooperative. The web blew up with anger. Kody was stunned. In a rare interview with an independent reporter, he let fly, "You thought I was in charge? I was a pawn. I gave her access to everything, family accounts, passwords. I thought we were creating a legacy. Turns out, I was helping her create her empire." But Kody didn't stop there. Days later, he made public a Dropbox folder filled with handwritten notes and voice memos collected over the years. Among them, a note Christine had left him on the fridge in 2019, a recording of Robyn mocking her own back pain in 2018, and audio clips of her telling him, "Let them walk away. They were never loyal. We'll raise our kids in peace." The public opinion turned. Where there had been sympathy for Robyn before, now there was anger. People were shocked by her dishonesty, particularly the way she had encouraged Kody to disown the women who had raised their family. With the scandal fueling into fire, the children began to speak. In an emotional YouTube blog, Isabel stated, "My dad didn't speak to me for 9 months after my surgery. He wouldn't even fly on a plane, but he was paying for Robyn's daughter to sue him. What is that?" Gabe shared a voicemail from Kody, pleading with him not to turn the other kids against Robyn. Gwen posted her thoughts on TikTok, saying, "Robyn used her tears like weapons, and every time she cried, Dad rewarded her. I'm just glad people finally see it." Even Aurora, who was being bullied by the backlash, took to her Instagram story and wrote, "I never meant to hurt anyone. I didn't understand what I was doing. I'm sorry." A few hours after, she completely deleted her account. The civil case went on quickly, with plenty of documentation to keep going. Christine's courtroom evidence was compelling. She spoke of years of fiscal dishonesty, emotional manipulation, and how Robyn and Kody's relationship had become a personal business built on the back of the family's shared sacrifice and supported by the public gaze. As Janelle testified, emotion got the better of her. She tearfully described rolling over her retirement savings to assist with the family's move to Flagstaff, only to subsequently find that she had no property rights in what she had assisted in acquiring. Next, Mary came forward. Too often characterized as the quiet one, she showed something that shocked the courtroom. "Robyn once said to me, 'If you don't fit in with this family, you'll be left behind.' But Robyn wasn't the one fitting in. She altered the rules entirely and closed the rest of us out." Public reaction and what happened next. The world was totally engrossed in the trial by now. More than 1 million individuals subscribed to the Sister Wives subreddit. Netflix joined a bidding war for documentary rights. Podcasts analyzed each court proceeding. All the testimonies were deconstructed, examined, and discussed. Although the ultimate verdict hadn't come down yet, everyone's verdict was in. Robyn had manipulated Kody and abused the family's joint finances, and Kody's inability to realize reality had set all this in motion. The audience agreed. Christine, Janelle, and Mary were owed more. They were owed monetary compensation, public recognition, and more than anything, a voice. As a result, TLC issued a big announcement. A brand new limited docuseries would be dropped. Escaping the Dream, Life After Sister Wives. The show would consist of courtroom footage, unseen family recordings, and actual conversations the producers had already been made to edit out. What are your thoughts on this whole drama? Has justice finally arrived for the original wives? Let us know in the comments below. We're reading every single one. And don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for more breaking news such as this. Thanks for watching.